This program explains how while loops work and how you can use a while loop with a touch sensor. So let's look at the program. You need to first pay attention to this line. Notice the first word in that line is while. When you use the word while in RobotC, it creates a loop. And a loop means that the program's going to do something again and again and again as long as some condition is true. The condition gets placed inside parentheses next to the while loop. So in this case, the condition is a touch sensor, and it's going to do something as long as the touch sensor is equal to 0. From an earlier tutorial, we should know that touch sensors are 0 as long as their button is not pushed in. But what is the touch sensor going to do, or what is the robot going to do as long as the touch sensor is not pushed in? It will do whatever is inside the brackets that follow the while loop. So here's the first bracket, and this bracket corresponds to it. And whatever's inside that bracket is almost like a paragraph in writing. It will do this again and again and again as long as this condition is true. Once that condition is no longer true, and we should remember that if the button is pushed in, then that touch sensor's value would become 1. If that touch sensor were to become 1, then this condition would not be true, and the program would move out of this paragraph to whatever is next. In this case, there's nothing left in the program, so what should happen is the motor should stop. So let's try this program. We have an NXT, and we have one motor and a touch sensor. So if the program works correctly, as long as the touch sensor's button is not pushed in, the motor should run. So we're going to compile it, download, and run. You can see that the motor is running. The button on the touch sensor is not pushed in. You can also see, looking at the debugger window on the screen, that if we look at port 1, which is the port that the touch sensor is plugged into, the value is 0. So, going back to our physical robot, once this button were pushed, this should stop. And you can see down in the debugger window for at least a few seconds that it did turn to 1. And that's how a while loop works. It will do things again and again and again as long as that condition is true.